Before streaming, before algorithms, before a machine decided what you should feel, two men from England made music that hit you in the chest like a freight train, and the world was never quite the same. Tom Rowlands, born January 11th, 1971, in London. Quiet, obsessive, a boy who heard electronic music in his teenage bedroom and felt something crack open inside him, something that would never fully close again. Ed Simons, born June 9th, 1970, in Oxford, a history student with a maniacal obsession with records, the kind of man who could name the B-side of a 1988 Detroit techno import without blinking. They met in 1989 at Manchester University, the epicenter of a cultural earthquake. The Hacienda nightclub was the beating heart of a new world. Factory records had changed what music could mean, and in the chaos of all of it, these two found each other. They began DJing together at a club night called Naked Eye at the Boardwalk in Manchester. Small rooms, cheap gear, maybe 100 people on a good night, but there was an electricity between them that the room could feel, even then. They named themselves the Dust Brothers, a tribute to the legendary American producers who built the Beastie Boys' Paul's Boutique. It was an act of pure reverence until it became a legal problem.
To all the Jamaican girls.
And so, in 1995, they became the Chemical Brothers, a name some say was slang for MDMA. Whether that's myth or truth, it didn't matter. The name had edge, it had chemistry, and so did everything they touched. June 1995. Exit Planet Dust, their debut album. It wasn't a statement, it was a detonation. Big beat crashed hip-hop percussion against surging, acidic synthesizer riffs in a way nobody had done before. It sounded like the future. It sounded like right now. Exit Planet Dust entered the UK charts at number 9. For a debut electronic act, that was seismic. The underground had gone overground. There was no going back, and they didn't want to go back. 1997. Dig Your Own Hole. If the debut was a spark, this was the Inferno. Block Rockin' Beats, track 2. It was everywhere. Radio, clubs, film soundtracks, adverts, stadiums. In 1998, it won the Grammy Award for Best Rock Instrumental Performance, a category that had never, ever heard anything like it. Then came Setting Sun, a collaboration with Noel Gallagher of Oasis, at the absolute peak of Britpop. Two worlds, guitar rock and electronic, met head-on. The result went straight to number 1, their first UK number 1 single. Dig Your Own Hole debuted at number 1 on the UK albums chart. They weren't underground heroes anymore. They were one of the biggest acts in Britain, and they'd done it without changing a single thing about what they believed music should be. 1999, Surrender, their masterpiece. A record that brought back Noel Gallagher, introduced New Order's Bernard Sumner, featured the Charlatans' Tim Burgess, and still somehow felt entirely, unmistakably, Chemical Brothers. Hey Boy Hey Girl became their second UK number 1 single, and when they headlined Glastonbury that summer, what happened was something close to sacred. 100,000 people, mud-soaked fields, a summer night dissolving into dawn, and the Chemical Brothers making a sound so enormous, so overwhelming that grown adults stood there and wept. Push the Button arrived in 2005. It won the Grammy for Best Electronic/Dance Album, their second Grammy win. The album spawned some of their biggest commercial moments, including the single Galvanize. They kept working, and in 2007, We Are the Night was released. The album charted across Europe and continued their run of consistent output, even as the electronic music landscape shifted around them. Then came Further in 2010, a more expansive, psychedelic record. It debuted at number 1 in the UK and showed a band willing to push into new sonic territory rather than repeat what had worked before. In 2019, No Geography gave them their 5th UK number 1 album, another Grammy, and a new generation. Kids who weren't born when Block Rockin' Beats came out, discovering that noise, that feeling, for the first time. By now, They had been making music together for 30 years. The genre they helped create had spawned 1,000 subgenres, 1 billion streams, 1,000 imitators, but nobody sounds quite like them. Director Michel Gondry's video for Let Forever Be used a mirror split technique so technically demanding and visually unprecedented that it took weeks of post-production and is still studied in film schools around the world. Their music didn't just belong to your ears, it belonged to your eyes too. Tom Rowlands and Ed Simons, two quiet, intensely private men from English universities who decided that music could be a physical force, who proved that the dance floor is just as emotional as any concert hall, who built a body of work that doesn't age, it deepens. The Chemical Brothers, still here, still loud, still making you feel something you don't have words for. Subscribe for more stories that hit different. Drop a comment. What's your favourite Chemical Brothers track? And if this moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it.